time that I regret for being so heartless. It was a moment of darkness. Look at me that way. It broke my heart to see. It's too hard, it don't come easy. I went dark, I lost it right away. And when it starts, God knows what I'll say. In my head, I had good reason. I went red so unexpectedly. I should have said that sometimes happens to me. Of darkness.
Chasing love in an empty bar. Pour a drink till I make it past. The midnight hour seems to come and go, but I know. Walk on up with a drink in hand, sipping mixers cause you can. And all the lights begin to switch off. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, fading out, chasing the light, chasing the light, chasing the light, chasing the light, holding on for holding on for life, feeding the high, chasing the night, chasing the night. Hotel rooms and city squares, champagne bottles, drum and snare. The sights and cities seem to fall away when you stay. Locked in love for a night or two, losing sleep just to get a few. Day to day you wanna stay out. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, fading out, chasing the light, chasing the light, chasing the light, chasing the night, holding on for life, feeding the high, chasing the night, holding on for life, feeding the high, chasing the night, chasing the night.
We're stuck in your car on
on a Friday night, and we laugh away stuff we try not to talk about. Still your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Oh, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone. Whatever it is, it just feels so real. And your eyes keep on talking in the silence, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing now, yeah, yeah. And I'm hoping you are getting closer. Oh, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. Can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.
My heart to see it was a moment of darkness, a moment in time that I regret for being so heartless. It was a moment of darkness. Look at me that way. It broke my heart to see. It's too hard, it don't come easy. I went dark, I lost it right away. And when it starts, God knows what I'll say. In my head, I had good reason. I went red so unexpectedly. I should have said that sometimes happens to me. Of
Chasing love in an empty bar. Pour a drink till I make it past. The midnight hour seems to come and go, but I know. Walk on up with a drink in hand, sipping mixers cause you can. And all the lights begin to switch off. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the light, chasing the night, chasing the night, chasing the night, holding on for holding on for life, feeding the high, chasing the night, chasing the night. Hotel rooms and city squares, champagne bottles, drum and snare. The sights and cities seem to fall away when you stay. Locked in love for a night or two, losing sleep just to get off you. Day to day you wanna stay out. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the night, chasing the night, chasing the night, chasing the night, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the night, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the night, chasing the night.
We're stuck in your car on a Friday night, and we laugh over stuff we try not to talk about. Still your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone. I swear that you look at me differently. Whatever it is, it just feels so real. And your eyes keep on talking in the silence, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And I'm hoping you are getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. And that I'm sick of this friend zone. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.
moment in time that I regret for being so heartless. It was a moment of darkness.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Mit dem Shuttle wäre es natürlich toll, wenn man den nicht vergisst zu machen, weil sonst ist es einfach nervig, wenn man jetzt...
Kannst du mir helfen mit dem WLAN-Passwort?
Mom, geh doch einfach auf die My Swisscom App!
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Et voilà, Internet ultra rapide.
Toujours pas.
Bah non. Ouais, allô? Ouais, écoutez, j'ai un souci familial. Ça marche pas.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Good evening, everybody, and a very, very, very warm welcome to the Swisscom Hero League, powered by ESL. It's finally here. We're finally ready with League of Legends to get our third and last game on the board here that we're still featuring in our beloved league. And look at who it is. Some of you might already know him quite well, especially people from the Rocket League scene, and we're incredibly honored and pleased to have him here on the caster desk. It's Safair. A very warm welcome here to the casting side of things.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm honored to be here. It's on my side. Like, it's an honor to see the matches live, and I'm honored to be casting them as well. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. I hope there are gonna be some close games as well, and it's not just gonna be a stomp. Maybe we see some triple quadra kills. That would be very nice, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, we certainly got some bangers prepared. We asked you guys at home to vote on Twitter on which ones of the matchups you'd like to see between the 8 teams that made it so far to the quarterfinals here. And we want to have a quick look first at the schedule here for tonight. We're gonna be featuring the match between Lostic and Scuttle Church tonight live on stream here. At the same time, Fragbox will be facing off against Le Schmutz, who also made their way out of the round of 16 into the quarterfinals here. I'm personally super excited what we're going to see. We have quite a similar lineup to what we've seen from Lostic in the past, featuring the likes of Golden God and Hövian down in the bottom lane, also bringing Lucky back here to the Swisscom Hero League. So it's gonna be quite an exciting one. This time around, though, they don't have their Turkish superstar in 113, who completely stomped everybody in his competition last season around, so he'll be missing out this time though, but we'll see whether they can still hold up here against their opposition. Personally, I gotta say, like, I really love the name Scuttle Church. Like, they know what's up, you know. It's like, yeah. Imagine you have a religion or a belief where your holy grail, so to speak, spawns every 2.5 minutes and gives you a whopping load of cash and some mana.
It gives you gold as well. Like,
yeah.
How amazing is that? Every 2.5 minutes, free gold. Who's not going to take that? But we have to say, like, they're not the only ones that want to take that skull. They're going to be contested today. So I'm curious, will they throw everything on that skull crab? We've seen flashes already for skull crabs. We've seen deaths already for skull crabs. So
yeah, whether they well, I expect the Church of Scuttle Crab to really embrace that spirit. But yeah, as you said, we'll have to see. We can probably have a look here as well at the bracket, how these teams qualified and which 8 teams made it here. We got Lostic against the Scuttle Church here that we're going to be featuring tonight, as mentioned. Then we have Fragbox versus Le Schmutz. Then tomorrow night at 8 PM here again on twitch.tv/ESL Swiss, we'll be witnessing My Insanity facing off against Noetic Frost. And off stream there will be Edelweiss Gaming against La Cité. So some familiar names here in the Swiss league scene. These days we don't have that many competitions anymore, so it's nice to see that there are still so many talented players around that are willing to go up against the opposition. We had 2 qualifiers that we hosted 2 weeks ago to determine who will be our best 16 teams here for Switzerland, and out of those, the remaining 8 are those ones. So what do you expect from tonight?
Tonight, yeah, like we see Lostic being a very strong team. Obviously won the last season of Swisscom Hero League, so they might be the favorites, but I hope they're gonna have a tough fight against this Skull Church lineup. And I feel like maybe Lostic does have a bit of the upper hand on the experience side, but let's hope for Skull Church.
Yeah, and we can hopefully also have a quick look soon here at their lineup here, because there are some really standout players here that really should be mentioned. We got some spicy picks here coming up potentially. It's also worth mentioning that we're going to be playing on patch 11.18, so like the pre-Worlds patch. Actual Worlds patch will be 11.19, where we will be playing our finals on. Those, by the way, note that down right away, will be taking place on the 3rd of October, live from the Hero Fest in Bern. And yeah, I mean, just looking at what changed coming into this patch now, I expect 11.19 to be even spicier with some really significant changes. Yeah, I really like the direction where Riot Games is going. They also communicated that they really liked in the past when they were some unconventional picks that suddenly popped up during Worlds, that then created an entire meta essentially during the tournament, where in the beginning something was super contested and strong. Some of you guys might remember Syra during Worlds Season 7 or 8, I'm not 100% sure anymore actually. Syra was like pick or ban, was the best support, considered the best support in the game, and then suddenly some Chinese teams decided to counter it with Support Misfortune, and it was incredibly strong, netted them a huge amount of success, and that's like the direction Riot wants to head back in. But enough over analyzing the past. We'll have a look here at the present and check out the lineups from the two teams. Would you walk us through those?
Yeah, sure. In the top lane, we have Lucky, a very strong player. Usually is a main support, so it's a bit surprising seeing him up in the top lane. But I guess he can do that as well. And yeah, let's hope the best for him. Jungler, we have Robin IV or 4. He's very strong jungler and does have some similarities with Jarvan.
Yeah. It's not a coincidence. I did some digging. The guy really likes his Jarvan the 4th, hence probably also the name here. But yeah, we also have a familiar face here in the mid lane.
Yeah, in the mid lane we have Zero. He has been here before, playing also in the mid lane, so no role swaps here. Yeah, he is very talented guy, has a lot of champions to pick from, like a quite big champion pool, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So
especially well known for his Vladimir. In the past, that's like always something he really likes to resort to.
Yeah, exactly. Now in the bot lane we have Golden God and Hofi, 2 very known players as well in the Swiss scene especially. They have dominated last season and maybe they will do that again this season, but we will have to find out later on.
Yeah, I mean at this point they can probably even be considered veterans here in the Swisscom Hero League, powered by ESL. They actually had their debut in Season 1 with Silent Gaming back then, and they managed to not quite grab the title back then because Postfinance Helix was a thing in Season 1 and 2, but they still looked very strong. But let's actually have a look here as well at their opposition in the almighty Scuttle Church.
Yeah, in the top lane we have Inter, very well known for his Gangplank performances. He is a very strong top laner, can also play other champs than Gangplank, but a very well known player here as well. In the jungle we have Shyorks 1. He's a very strong player as well. Can you have some insights to Shyorks' champion pool as well?
Well, it mainly consists of one champion that is really noteworthy, and that is nobody else than my beloved, lovely and fuzzy, cuddly Yeti. And well, that is Willem, that is, and our dear Nunu riding him into battle. He's he's quite renowned for that pick, but I'm not 100% sure whether being a Nunu one trick will be enough here to perform on the stage of the Swisscom Hero League here, because that can be quite a tough undertaking, and usually like there's a reason why in a competitive setting we rarely ever see the Nunu being brought out, because it is let's say he becomes weaker the more structured your opposition is and the better they communicate, because his big strengths are certainly that he's able to invade very efficiently, that he has a great clear speed, and that his ganks are like quite fast, so you can gank multiple lanes in quite quick succession, but they're usually very telegraphed. So but we'll have to see. I mean, on paper I think they are at a disadvantage here, Scuttle Church that is, so they might just stick to what is comfort for them. And then to round their lineup out, we also have Slayers in the mid lane, and then in the bottom lane we have Tirizio, actually one of the veterans of Swiss League of Legends esports itself. He's been on the block for I don't know how many years. I met him like 5 years ago or so for the very first time. Fantastic guy and very talented, super solid in his place. Retired actually, but with the help of the true belief in the Scuttle Church here, was brought back from retirement, and certainly hungry for some wins here, and to potentially upset the plans of Lostic here to get another title.
Yeah, Actually, one more thing about the bot lane. We spoke about it before. We've seen our their bot laner playing a lot of Jhin and Vayne. Now Vayne is a bit of a very scaly pick, so maybe we see something like a pop-off performance from a Vayne, for example.
Vayne's gotten a lot of popularity over the past couple of patches. He was also largely untouched when it comes to nerfs. In the meantime, everything around her has kind of been nerfed, and there's the respect ban already coming out here from Lostic, taking away the Nunu right away. But yeah, quickly talking about the Vayne, like the new build with like the Immortal Shield Bow into the Wit's End and then a Ginzo's can be super strong and also offer quite a bit of tankiness here. As yeah, they're really targeting the comfort picks here so far. Jarvan there also being taken away, and that is an interesting one though.
Actually, Evelyn is the second most played jungler champ by Shy Orcs, so maybe they actually want to target ban him out, so that the two most played champions he is playing, they want to get rid of them, so to completely throw him onto a new champion, and maybe that's going to work out for them. Now Syndra is getting banned away as well, and the GP ban, as we said before, it's one of the mains from Inter and he's very well known for it, so they give him the respect he deserves and they ban the GP away.
Yeah, let's be honest, these are not quite the bans that you are probably used to when you watch a lot of LEC and maybe also LCK or LPL. I sincerely don't hope any of you guys are putting yourself up with LCS these days. But there's the Ezreal also taken away here. They want to give Golden God that safety, but locking in the Thresh here. He was just nerfed. His base damage on his E got lowered quite a bit, but I expected Rakan here to come out. Rakan and Thresh currently still, or at least in the previous patch, were by far the most present to support picks, shortly followed by like Leona and Braum. And yeah, this Thresh will also enable Golden God here to play super aggressively here. Maybe we see something like a Kalista even, like really put the pedal to the metal here. Or the Jinx, she was also just shown some love here by the balance team, lowering that mana cost on her Fishbones rockets, and that should really help her, especially in the early game, to keep up the wave clear here. Okay, there's an Iron being hovered.
That's a very interesting hover there. I don't know if it's gonna get locked in, but Iron would be very juicy. But we see Rakan alongside with Saya, very strong duo already in the bot lane secured. It's answered by Thresh Jinx. So Jinx has a lot of safety, as you said, with the Thresh Lantern. Ooh,
so far, super solid picks here. Also interesting that both of these players deciding to opt in for the bot lane for their bot sides first here, and securing those junglers early. Trundle especially, like he's gotten quite a bit popular, also as a support, but also as a jungler. Teams like the Mad Lions, they found an incredible amount of success with that Trundle pick. That is just so versatile. Has a great clear, and with the addition of Divine Sunder, can be quite the threat to be reckoned with. Plus also being able to remove a lot of tankiness from your opponent's front line. So far, Scuttle Church here, they really want to ban out Zero here, maybe forcing it onto something like the Vladimir and then punishing that pick on the side here of Lostic. They decide to ban out the Corki as well as the Camille. Okay. Camille also become quite a staple pick up in the top lane, of course. Just had their passive tuned down a little bit in preparation for Worlds, so we'll see a little bit more diversity up there in the top lane. But for example, Irelia is still open, and that could be potentially flexed around here, especially for the Scuttle Church here. So that, in my opinion, would be a pick that makes a lot of sense here, but it's going to be the Aatrox.
Aatrox getting locked in top, so they already secured themselves a quite big front lane. I want to go back to the bans. Like they really target ban. Like they what they needed to do. They looked at the OPGG. What champions are they playing? where are they good, and they really target ban on these champions. They don't really target ban the meta champions, you would say, but really onto these players.
Yeah, the Zoe there gets picked up here for 0. That is certainly a pick that, yeah, she's in the current state of the meta. She is quite solid. Not like as OP as she might have been in the past year, and we might just be looking at a Lulu for top lane here for Lucky. He as a proficient support player here, one of the best ones there is in the entirety of Switzerland. Currently also playing in EU Masters. Is certainly comfortable on that Lulu, and can potentially put quite the hurt here onto that Aatrox. Plus, also it's basically the Lulu pick basically says, okay, we're all into the Golden God basket at this point, and that's going to be the Ziggs here for the mid lane. We rarely see him in the mid being played as a mid laner these days. More often we see that little explosive Yordle down in the bottom lane as a, well, can't really call it AD carry, but as a bot laner, just with the amount of especially early wave clear and pressure that he offers, plus then of course his explosive charge that is so good at finishing out those towers, combined with something like the Rift Herald. You can just take down an entire tower so quickly, grab all of these turret platings for yourself, and yeah, get a big lead that way. It's a fun and interactive gameplay.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm very proud of the players here, because it's not like a meta draft you would see in most like really high level games. They really like maybe throw off guard their opponents here with putting a Lulu top against this Aatrox. It's not really a standard top lane matchup you would expect, but I'm curious how this Lulu top will work out.
Yeah, I mean, Lucky, he is of course really good at what he does, but I mean, against this Aatrox, you get caught the wrong way, or some love being shown by that trundle towards the top side early on, and that might just be a quick lights out here for Lucky, because yeah, while Aatrox is not as much of a staple in the meta anymore, he still works decently well. He will also be getting a bit of a buff coming into patch 10.19. His W cooldown will be lowered by like 6 seconds, which is pretty insane. So yeah, they really want Aatrox to still be a viable option, not like as super dominant as we've seen him in like the beginning of season 11, but certainly still being a viable pick to grab for the teams. We're now preparing to get into game here soon, and yeah, honestly, I'm quite curious here, because with the draft coming out from Nostic, they are really focusing on that bottom side. I mean, especially in prolonged fights, they really have to make sure that Jinx stays alive. They kind of have the secondary carry potential here for the Xin Zhao. He can really pop off if he gets rolling early. Is one of the current staple picks in the jungle, besides like Lee Sin and Viego. We see him being brought to games quite a lot, but then again, like on the side of the Scuttle Church, you have so many diversified threats here. You have great engage coming out from Tirizia on the Rakan, one of his best champions as well. You can really help set those up perfectly with the frozen pillar from Trundle, and then just having like a Xayah and the Ziggs fire away from the backline, and a big beefy Aatrox in the front. That's just a big threat by itself. I gotta say, in terms of the draft, I give the advantage to the Scuttle Church here.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Actually, if we look at the team fights, we see Scuttle Church, they have a really beefy front line. They have that front-to-back fight, whereas Lustig, they have a bit of those carries. They have Zoe that can pop off and completely turn out the outcome of a fight. They have a Jinx that if she can fire and free fire, then she deals so much damage over the course of a team fight. So they just need to make sure either Jinx is not dead or Zoe, but Zoe also does not do a lot of damage over a long time period. Now we see a little bit of a level 1 in the top lane. Lucky is all alone, so we said this Lulu, yeah, she doesn't want to get shut down very early, so I'm not quite sure if they want to go into the Lulu or if they'll just check if there's going to be invade and they'll just base off now and
no
nothing.
level 1 action, unfortunately. Arctosa also forgot to buy items, by the looks of it. That happens. It's for some of these players, it's their first time here on a, like, not a physical stage yet, but at least the Twitch stage. And yeah, I mean, I really expect like Xayah plus the Rakan, they can be quite oppressive, especially in that early game. The Xayah has just received some buffs also to her Blade Caller in the last patch, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So her wave clear should be quite good. And yeah, we see Robin here with the blue start, actually, trying to mirror Shiorik's clear here. And then we'll be probably looking at an early bot gank here.
Yeah, and it's very important here because both junglers are pathing top to bot. It's very important which bot lane has this priority so they can roam up and secure the Skull Crab, as we mentioned at the start. Skull Crabs, it's something they really are looking for when your name is the Skull Church. So far, Golden God and Hofi, they got the priority. The rest can be very strong level 1, level 2 as well with a Flay Hook combination, so they really have to be careful about that. And Rakan with one spell is not as safe as he would be with level 2. Hook goes slightly wide, so that's a bit of pressure relieved already for the bot lane.
Yeah, and I mean, Hofi, he is so proficient on that Thresh. It's one of his most played champions ever, and he's done great on it in the past. I mean, yeah, I mentioned it during draft. He just received a nerf to his E damage. His death sentence is still, of course, a threat to be reckoned with. But mostly the Thresh these days is picked for these immobile hyper carries in order to get them out of harm's way. As Tirizio there jumps in.
Oh, Aftershock makes sure he's getting a bit more tanky, and it's the trade is actually quite okay for both sides. Lucky gets already he already chains onto Lucky, and Incher gets a good trade, but however Lucky can turn that around because he has that range advantage. He can just shoot some missiles back at him.
Yeah, the beauty that is ranged top laners, everybody. Sometimes they can be quite annoying, but we saw there, like, once the Aatrox manages to connect some of these chains, he can be in quite a pickle here, but does have the refillable potion, manages to sustain up, and so far across the board here, it's actually a pretty even deal in this early game here.
We see Skull Church, they already had to give up the first Scuttle Crab. That's very unfortunate for them. They noticed they don't have any prio in the bot lane. Now Shiorik's already pathing top, tries to get this skull. Zero and Robin are on their way. Okay, Shiorik's, he has smite, he secures this, and is pathing towards top behind this Lulu. And Lulu is very overextended in this lane. If the pillar hits and the slow, it's looking very bad.
Robin
but Robin
come in there in time. That's also a big minion wave here. Cannon wave there is live. Lucky going down for first blood here though. There's the teleport now being channeled. Zero is a bit out of position. Does get out though. And Slayers is now being caught out of guard. Zero claiming that kill, but now Robin is in a bit of a bad spot.
TP by Lucky. Lucky is going right in. Zero gets a sleepy trouble bubble. Q connects, and it's a double kill for Zero already.
Welcome to the Swisscom Hero League, where we basically play the opposite of the LPL. Usually at 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, you see everybody and their grandmother teleporting into bottom lane, but here we all teleport top and go for some of these early kills here. Zero walking away, the big winner here out of that trade, claiming 2 kills here to his name, but Inter manages to TP back here and claim a big wave here for himself.
Who do you think takes the more out of this trade? Like, we see 2 kills on Aatrox. It's a 2-for-2 trade overall, but we see 2 kills on the Aatrox and 2 kills on the Zoe. Now, I think Zoe has a bit more potential. Ooh, a hook lands onto the
Oh,
Rakan.
Tiritsi going
goes
aggressive
in.
though. That's the
it's
ignite
the
down
root.
onto Golden God, and he just falls here to Arctoso. Great play here from Tirizio, knowing exactly how much damage he can take and how much he can really step forward here, as they're now looking to get that first dragon here.
That was a very nice turnaround. First we saw Tirizio getting hooked, and normally when you think, oh, we got a hook, let's go in. But Tirizio knows, okay, I actually can turn this around, gets a double knock-up. Saya gets the feathers behind the Jinx, gets the root. Oh, that's a huge poke.
Sleepy
but
Trouble
the
Bubble
knock-up.
there. But Arctoso manages to stay safe here. Tirizio zoning them away, and they still have the numbers advantage here. No teleports to speak of, therefore they manage to pick up that early Mountain Drake. As we have another look here at that action in the top lane. Yeah, Lucky here completely overextended, does get caught out, does get caught by that Aatrox Q here, and then a nice flash from Inter. Beautiful Sleepy Trouble Bubble there. And I think at this point it would have just been fair here to back away, but Slaker's, yeah, feeling himself a little too much there, potentially. And Inter with that second Q being ready, heading straight in. But yeah, these death timers, they're still quite low, and Lucky manages to get back there right away. But yeah, coming back to that question you originally asked me, I think Inter got the much better deal here from that top lane action, because like with this he manages to stay safer a lot faster. We'll get to that Gourd Drinker. Hold the phone here, Tirizio.
They're both junglers are here, but it's a bit of a 3v3 stand-up,
Yeah.
and nobody really wants to commit into
Yeah,
something.
just evil looks here. You go first. No, you go first. No,
Oh,
sir. I must insist.
Robin is wrapping around.
He does have level 6 though, goes in.
Shyorks is a bit too far up. Arctoso tries to put out some damage as well, but Robin with the ult actually does not take that much damage, and that's a very good trade for Lostic there.
Yeah, great awareness there from Robin, realizing he does have the XP advantage here. Did already hit that level 6 power spike first, and deciding to go in once the wind becomes lightning connected there onto Tirizio. But now Tirizio wants revenge.
That's a very nice knock-up. How the Aftershock gets the Thresh quite...
Oh my
the
gosh,
roots onto
Golden
the-
God, what are you doing? Brother, you cannot just tank these feathers all day. They're, yeah, these Vestians, they do really be hurting. And Arctosa once again here manages to quite smoothly get a kill onto the Jinx here, who does not have the greatest power when it comes to that early game. And yeah, that's a little bit here. That's a little bit of a pickle here for Lostic, because their comp really wants to play around that Jinx, and as it's currently going, I mean, despite having a farm advantage here on Golden God, he is behind around 300 gold here already.
Yeah, but we also have to give some good words to Arctoso here, because the focus really was on Thresh because he was knocked up, and Golden God thought, yes, I can maybe trade some damage back. Oh, actually, we see another trade here. Robin is going in. Super Trouble Ball does not connect. Robin does keep going. Okay, they secured the Skull Crab.
Oh,
Lucky now
Lucky.
gets rooted up. Gets a knock up as well. Oh, Lulu ult is so
Oh
strong,
my
but
gosh,
Zero
though.
just deletes him. Now Robin's still on the chase, gets the Saya first. Robin still on the
Beautiful Sleepy Trouble Bubble.
Connects. Q connects as well. Now Robin should just be able to run this down, and it's a double kill for Robin, and I think Zero got one at the end of this trade as well.
Yeah, he managed to pick up an early kill there onto Tirizio. They managed to turn that around quite well, and once again here was a bit the story of the Scuttle Church getting some good plays, but then really overstaying their welcome, overestimating their power to a certain extent, and then especially Robin here on that Xinjiang with the early game power, turning it completely around.
Now we see a little replay. Actually, I want to see the Sleep Trouble Balls because they hit really good. Robin knows that Tirizio does not know that he is there, goes right onto him. Arctoso is already there with a roam. Lucky gets bursted down really early, but he survives closely with the ult. Now Robin's W gets to finish onto the rock. Actually, another fight breaks out. What is going on? Arctoso lives with 10 HP. Golden
Flash
God
forward.
flashes forward and gets the kill with extended range of the rocket. Now he's just gonna die to the turret. So that's a double kill for the Jinx on Golden God. So
yeah, that's how quickly things can turn around here. They're really not stopping here. I was kind of missing Slakers there in that on that top side action, because technically they could have had the numbers advantage. They were faster. They had Prio there in the river. And but Slaker's deciding to rather go for one more wave, and just throwing out that Mega Inferno bomb that unfortunately did not connect onto Lucky. But I want to give props to Lucky as well there earlier. That Wild Growth was really perfectly timed here, interrupting the grand entrance from Tirizio, making sure he does not only survive but also knock up Tirizio, enabling that kill for his jungler.
No, we already see a bit of an XP disadvantage for this Skull Church bot lane, because they're still level 6 and 5, whereas on the other hand we have Golden God and Hofi that are both already level 7. So we see they juggle the lanes really good, so every farm actually gets picked up and everyone has and knows their job on the Rift.
Yeah, and also Heavy here picking up those Moby boots, wanting to get a lot more action here all across the map. And then Golden God already finishing that Kraken Slayer by the 11-minute mark here. Super strong for him. Now they're looking to potentially get down the top bot turret here.
Inter has to pop the World Ender to stay alive. They get the extra movement speed. They pop the Herald bots. They get so many plates.
Yeah,
but I think they get the full turret. But actually Arctozo, they were working on that top turret for so long. They got first turret bluff.
Yeah, managing to pick that one up there. Really well played here from the side of the Scuttle Church. Nevertheless, they are down about 2,000 gold here at the moment. And Tirizio now gets caught out here by the death sentence, but does manage to jump back out there. And Inter will be happy to just be collecting that wave down in the bottom lane.
I always feel so sad for the Thresh when he's like, oh yes, I landed a hook, and then it's just Rakan there. It's like, oh, okay, I'll just battle dance my way back to the Saya, and it's nothing.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, you landed a hook, but it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, but we just like praised Scuttle Church for playing quite well here in the early game. The tables have turned quite quickly here, as we can see there. Four mythic items already being purchased here on the side of Lostic. In the meantime, just the first one in that Gale Force here for Arctozo on the side of the Scuttle Church. So they really have to show respect here, and Lostic playing this perfectly here to the T, really posing aggressively in the enemy jungle and making sure they take away these juicy resources from their opposition.
Yeah, and look at the vision as well. They already have 2 wards. They have a pink ward here in the Tribush as well. Now they go into Tirizio, but he can just battle dance away. Now, he's going right onto Slakers. He gets into the stopwatch. Tirizio now running back. Robin gets the kill onto Tirizio. Robin now on the chase for Slakers. Slakers is running away, but he gets killed in the end. I hope he lands a hook, gets it play back onto both. Inter now very low. Zero flashes forward.
Oh, like that Featherstorm though. Beautiful attempt here from Scuttle Church, but I don't think they're able to turn this one. At least one kill there goes over to the Scuttle Church, but overall that's a 5 for 0, 5 for 1 trade here. I mean, for the side of Lostic, really executing that entire fight there a lot better. Inter's teleport was a little bit late there. They could not quite delay the fight long enough. And Robin on that Xin Zhao here being so strong currently. But now they might be overstaying their welcome.
Oh, there's Zeros here as well.
Look at this
Slakers! Slakers is almost getting one shot in the backline. Zero is able to finish him off.
Okay, never mind. That's some Zoe gameplay there for you.
Now Robin is a bit in trouble. Oh, Sleepy Trouble will connect onto Inter, but Inter is able to get the shot down onto the Xin Zhao. Oh, Zero is going in for more, but he's just
investing the
out.
flash there. 5-0 Zoe now though. Underneath the radar, Zero managed to pick up so many kills here, and yeah, he does really hurt. And in that replay here, we'll be able to see that one again here potentially. But yeah, there we see inter-teleporting away. Tirizio here overstepping, and then they are really caught underneath their own tower. And Slakers, yeah, out of position here. Tirizio falling super early, and then also Slakers here literally being caught between a rock and like a hard place, or like
rock and hard place.
I wanted to make like a lame joke with the Grumps, but like, they weren't there anymore, and yeah, Lustig just executing that fight a lot better there. It was kind of Scuttle Church coming in one after the other, and Lustig just with the superior focusing managing to take them all down. The lead though has only been extended to like about 3k here, so still doable, I guess.
Oh,
for the
Sleepy
Scuttle
Trouble
Church.
double connects onto the side, but Zero is not actually going for any damage there. But yeah, it's just a 3k gold lead, but you can see that they play as the map belongs to them. Now Hofi actually gets the wild growth, so he survives. Robin now does a lot of damage. Zero maybe can land some Qs, but it's
Nobody actually
nothing
dying.
too dangerous here.
And this after that bit of action here, as there's another pedal star now being thrown out from Zero, as he does already hurt, having completed those magic penetration boots plus the Ludens and then a needlessly large rod on top of it all. He does really hurt. If that Sleepy Trouble Bubble catches you, you better flash out or find protection.
Yeah, but that's what I meant with the starting fight in top lane, because the starting fight, we saw that Zoe actually... Oh, actually,
there
wait,
we can see it again.
We'll get the replay of
Look
this.
at it.
Zero is
Zero just waiting.
for it.
It's like, okay, yeah, I got it.
Look at the damage, no!
200 years, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, Slakers there, a bit over eager, I feel. Seems to not really getting his feet into the game here quite yet. And yeah, overall, Scuttle Church looking a bit shaky. Inter though, he's having a pretty good game. Arctosa also looking pretty solid. Like on the side of Lustig, especially between Zero and Robin, they're looking so good.
Yeah, and they really know their limits. Like they know when to go in, when can they challenge the Scuttle Church here. When can they go in between two turrets of their own? Now Robin actually wrapping around again onto Slakers. Slakers though tries to get away with the W, but oh, the hook lands as well. Now the playback Arctosa with the ult maybe can get away, gets the root, but Tirizio just gets run down. Now Robin actually get on the chase onto Arctosa again. It's yeah, it's
when it becomes lightning to the spine, does hurt quite a bit there. And Arctosa got to feel that one firsthand. And I think at this point, they're really at such an advantage here, just in terms of pure economy.
That was really,
that's like
really cool.
Really hype play, but it's like, okay, yeah, we're not about to like dive. We just want the tower here.
Yeah.
Devious just like, yeah, you know, we have to show some dominance here. Just show them, you know. Like, we could have, but we didn't. We're showing some mercy. Yeah, and he goes for another hook here. Sleepy Trouble Bubble does connect here onto Huffy.
Alright.
Yeah, these pedal stars, they're something.
Another hook connects onto Inter. Inter's gonna run away, but sure, he's in trouble. Robin gets the kill onto the trundle. Zero can't just run away there. So, but it's like, now the gold lead already has snowballed to 6k. The map, it really belongs to Lustig at this point. Oh,
missing!
No, they miss.
Lakers splashing out,
in.
And poor Aatrox gets turned into a cupcake here and taken down. And I think the Golden Gold heard me talking shit, and now it's like, okay, just gonna go underneath the tower and maybe give away a shutdown here. So yeah, there's the Gale Force forward, but the kill does get picked up by Tirizio. And yeah, I think at this point Lustig is like, okay, yeah, we're limit testing here. We just see how much we can really afford to do, and trying to show some dominance here, as Golden Gold is already approaching that third item here, that in that Infinity Edge. In the meantime, Arctosa is still working on what I think is going to be the Essence Reaver here for him.
Oh, we
So-
see another replay actually. They
It's like 10 minutes in the past at this point, it feels.
Yeah, they had a good wraparound onto Slakers, get him out of the game immediately. Arctoso gets away with the ult and like survives with 10 HP, but Robin with the W can just chase him down.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't get away from them when they're coming from behind you.
I gotta say, I mean, when you call yourself the Scuttle Church, I mean, yeah, faith is important, but what's also important is vision. And they do have decent vision, but they're never playing on the side where they actually do have vision control. And the same was kind of true in that situation there, where they just got flanked by Robin. And especially Slayers, they're really not being in line kind of with his team. I really hope they can kind of fix that going into game number 2 and potentially 3 here, as Lostic is now looking to be picking up that Baron here.
Another. Oh, what? That actually hurts Intruder. A good hook onto Rizzo, but
Robin
Rizzo is able to battle dance away. He has his ult still up, so he's
gosh,
not into it. Oh
Slakers!
no! What?
Hope he gets the kill. Okay, there's another Petal Star, and yeah, Zero. He has a field day at this point. He's just like, okay, yeah, I'll just line him up and knock them down. You know, it's like his teammates at this point. They just have to make sure to hold them in place, or make sure they have to come in to those chokes, and then Zero can just throw out these Petal Stars here. And yeah, with the Horizon focus and the Luden's Echo, he does so much damage. He's already at level 13 here. And yeah, at this point there's just no match. 24 to 9 kills and a whopping 10k gold lead at 22 minutes here for Lostic.
Yeah, and so far, like, really action wherever we're looking at. It's like 24 kills on only the blue side at 22 minutes. What?
Yeah, we're like at 1 kill every 45 seconds or so. So yeah, Scuttle Church now want to pick up at least that one Inferno Dragon here, and they actually do manage to pick it up here.
Good pillar to disengage as well. Robin cannot chase them down here, but Zero is looking for a blue buff here, and I think they cannot really contest this.
I think they have to sacrifice their jungler here.
Shy
Orcs! Oh my gosh, the
nice
prediction
hook.
from Huffy coming out there. But like the call wasn't too bad here from Scuttle Church. They didn't necessarily, because like getting their opponents away from like a potential soul point and then not being forced to contest the next Drake. But that always implies that there will be a next Drake, and yes, the Lostic now just finishing out that first inhibitor here with their enormous lead, plus the Baron buff, of course, to boot. And yeah, that's a 3-item golden gold, by the way, backed up by not just the Thresh, but also the Lulu here. So Gold God's really enjoying himself, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what was that? Oh, holy moly, okay. Okay, yeah. I think at this point, we just...
Actually, they're getting some low health
Zero.
bar because they're all getting into the fountain. Now we see some low health. What? Okay, Shyrix has to go back to the fountain to heal up, but Lostic can't do that. They can't just heal up like this. And they have to be careful.
Sleepy Trouble
because they're
Bubble
all
does
kinda
connect,
low.
and with the zap, they manage to take him out here. But Zero might fall, never mind.
No, that's...
Does get out of harm's way. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's just gonna be game number 1 here.
Oh,
in
maybe
the back.
Arctoso
Shut down
can
there
do...
now. Huffy falling.
Arctoso can maybe do the...
Robin looking to go back in here potentially, and Zero is like, okay, never mind. We'll finish this, okay.
Sleepy Trouble Bubble connects.
Padding the stats a little bit, but in the end, they do close out the game here. It's not quite, we're telling lies here on stream. Not best of 3 winner yet, but game number 1 here. Over to Lostic after a solid performance in the early game from Scuttle, from the Scuttle Church, but then they kind of literally lost faith, I think. And yeah, just got completely clapped in the face.
I mean, they had faith. They tried until the end. They had some hope up, but, well, sadly, we didn't see any comeback at all. As soon as Lostic got the lead, they just pulled through, and yeah, they couldn't stop them anymore.
Yeah, I think that for me, like the big turning point was like where they got that top lane dive there and managed to pretty much ace them with only losing a single member on the side of Lostic, and after that the snowball really started rolling. And we got some highlights here prepared. Let's have a look here at some of the plays that we got to witness. We only selected a few here, of course, as there were quite a few of them.
Oh, that was actually the first fight where Lucky dies really fast because he was super overextended. Zero gets a very nice sleepy troll bubble to disengage.
Yeah,
Slakers with a flash forward. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to make the trade worthy and try to get a kill.
Yeah, but also like he flashed forward, but his team was like completely not ready for it. It's like one of these plays where you just do it, and you neither communicate nor like give your team a heads up or whatever. It's just like. And then also here, watch Slakers, he actually does walk down. Sleepy Trouble Bubble here does not connect. They like get a decent trade, get some cooldown, and they pick up the Scuttle Crab. And at this point they could just back away, you know?
Yeah.
But they actually did have to pay it, and Robin gets the chance to re-engage here. And then the beautiful, not the beautiful Scuttle Crab, the beautiful Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto Slay Orcs, sealing the deal and securing them 3 kills.
Oh,
yeah. And I think this was actually when they managed to turn it on. No, that was the flash forward here from Golden God, where got a bit too hypey, and then Tirizia also falling. And I think at that point, Golden God not only having it. See, that's the one I was talking about. Here, Tirizia being overextended, Robin getting a great engage, and then. Yeah, just all the squishy members are here on top side of the map. The others are not quite there yet, and then Inter tries to like get as much as possible here back for them, but like they just weren't in position for this fight here. And then Slay Orcs also being a little late to the party is like, I was promised cake, but there is no cake. There's just death, and he does fall.
And Hofi actually got did not get executed, but ran into the towers and then died, which is a bit unfortunate there. Arctozo tried to really disengage, and he almost got away sometimes, but it's just so hard when they're so fed. And
yeah, when the wallets are too heavy, then it's tough, you know. And also, yeah, and now we're starting to witness the Trouble Bubble show, and. They really were causing trouble here.
And Robin is just fighting with the Sky Orcs there. It was just like, oh yes, I'll hit you, but I do more damage because I have more gold. Yeah. But this Q onto Inter, it does so much damage, even to an Aatrox.
Yeah, I mean it's literally a Giga Fed Zoe at this point. And yeah, we know what 200 years of collective experience in game design sometimes can do, and Zoe being in those cases where she gets ass fed as she did today, yeah, there's no fun anymore for you to be had when you have to go up against her, and Zero really showing why at this point here, just padding the stats a little bit. Them Sculpture foolishly thinking they could potentially claim that shutdown onto Zero, but he's like, no, I'm still good. I'm a level 14 Zoe. I can jump in. I still have my flash up, pick up some more summoner spells, also get a Cord Drinker to heal up some more, and yeah, just keep firing away. You know, at this point, she's basically like a mortar. You know, it's just standing there, and here and there she's firing out those missiles, those paddle stars, and they will just nuke you out of existence. And yeah, that's all she wrote.
Yeah, and she got accelerated early. She was able to snowball that lead into more kills, into more gold, and they were just able to keep that snowball rolling, and ended up with a really huge ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And Also, like, big props here, 2-0. He was incredibly consistent during that game. He like picked up some of these early kills. He was really well. He was playing really well when it came to positioning, especially lining up those paddle stars over and over again and catching the opposition off guard. And yeah, for me, he was kind of the MVP during this game here on his Zoe, really keeping up the pressure, because that's oftentimes the hard thing with a Zoe. She's not like in a state anymore where she's super oppressive during lane phase and such. She also cannot spam her spells as freely anymore as she once used to. And yeah, you really have to put in the work to make her work, essentially. And I think he just gave us a good showing of that.
Honestly, I think we have to give some props as well to Herfy, because he landed some really cool hooks.
Yeah.
And I think like they did lose out on the bot lane quite early. Like the Skull Church, they got the lead in the bot lane quite early, and Herfy, because he got that hook in the top lane fight where they got the double kill and Rakan executed himself at the end, or just ran into the tower, didn't execute. There he landed the hook actually onto the Saya, and there was just a double kill, and Jinx from then on just could snowball.
Yeah, also Robin here really giving us a good show here, what that Xin Zhao really can do, putting on quite a bit of pressure in the early game already, and then carrying that all the way through into the mid game, and making sure they keep the lead going. I really hope, honestly, for the Scuttle Church that they can clean up their gameplay a little bit, because for me personally, they oftentimes seem that they're not really on the same page. You know, like some members going in, them not really playing around the vision control that they established. And yeah, they seemed a little. It seemed like a little bit of dissonance going on there. And as the pressure started growing on them, and as the snowball also started rolling, it became even more apparent that there seemed to really be some lacks in terms of communication and also lane assignments in the later stages of the game. So I hope they can like take this short break here to recover a little bit, discuss some strategies, and hopefully give us a good showing here in game number 2, and maybe even take us to a game 3. But before we head there, we take a quick break here of about 5 minutes. Make sure you get something to drink or a nice snack, and we'll see you guys right back.
Can you see my love? We're stuck in your car on a Friday night.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Mit dem Shuttle wäre es natürlich toll, wenn man den nicht vergisst zu machen, weil sonst ist es einfach nervig, wenn man jetzt...
Alice, kannst du mir helfen mit dem WLAN-Passwort?
Mom, geh doch einfach auf die My Swisscom App!
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Et voilà, Internet ultra rapide.
Toujours pas.
Ah non. Ouais, allô? Ouais, écoutez, j'ai un souci familial. Ça marche pas.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Swisscom Hero League, powered by ESL. We certainly were not hurrying back here to the caster desk. I'm going to be your host here for tonight. My name is Don Rigoni, and my dear friend here, Safer, will also give us company here tonight and take us through those games. And what a first game that was to start out Season 6.
Yeah, honestly, it was a bit sad that there was no fight back. I mean, they couldn't really because, yes, they were behind so much. They just didn't have the items. They didn't have to go for it. So it was just really hard for them. And they had a snowball. It was sadly not as close as we had hoped. But let's hope for game 2 that they can adjust their setting, that they can adjust their play, and maybe do a bit better this game.
I mean, the start for the Scuttle Church seemed promising. They look to be holding their grounds. And we also have an update here of the second match that is currently taking place. Le Schmutz taking the advantage here over Fragbox after game number 1 there. We'll, of course, keep you updated there too once we get those results in. But now we'll have to see whether the Panda will reign supreme over our beloved Scuttle, or whether they can actually come back here and go the full distance to a 3-game series. So far for Lostic, everything seemed to be falling into place here. They got to ban out quite a few comfort picks of their opponents, namely the Nunu, and the Gangplank just made a lot of sense for them. Also got a quite strong jungler in the Xin Zhao, and then made sure they really they really put all the eggs into the golden god basket early. He kind of faltered a little bit in the early game, going down 0-2 there down in the bottom lane, but Robin made sure that he carried his incredible momentum forward. And Golden God, just being the super consistent player that he is, farmed super well, farmed up, got to his item power spike, kept leveraging these advantages together with his team, and was able to significantly outpace his opponent in Arctoso, from the right after the first action up in the top lane. And from there on out, just played an incredibly great game as we're heading into the second draft here.
Yeah, up into the second draft. Do you expect any changes in the bans? Do you think maybe they will? Oh, okay. Here the Nunu comes out.
It's like if you win and you win like that, there's usually not really much of a reason to change things around too much. So I still expect the Nunu and the GP here to be taken away. On the side of Scuttle Church, Syndra makes a lot of sense because you not only target Zero but also Golden God, who is quite proficient on that champion too. So banning that one out just makes a lot of sense. But this time around, they actually ban away the Lulu here, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, Lulu was a bit of a pocket pick that you can also play in top lane and support role. So since Lucky is actually a support playing now in the top lane, being on a champ like Lulu he knows so good really helps him a lot. Now Evelyn ban comes out again, the second most played champ. Now the respect ban to Thresh, who had a very good last game. That's actually an adaptation. So
yeah, I really like the adaptation here coming out from the Scuttle Church. Just making sure the Lulu is taken away, which is, I wouldn't say is these days the only true support pick that can still be run in the top lane. Karma not as good anymore with it, and they even snag away the Jarvan here from Robin. So his favorite champion there being picked up by the opposition. Being on blue side, of course, that offers you kind of an additional ban because you can just pick something away, but they will just run back the Xin Zhao here, and potentially, I'm trying to think what they could do.
Ezreal would be open.
Yeah, Ezreal is still open. Yeah, the Rakan is also available here. That could just be answered by a Leona potentially on the side of the Scuttle Church, who usually does quite well into the Rakan, can just stun him up once he jumps in there. But they of course also have to respect the possibility here for Lostic to pick up the Xayah and just give them a taste of their own medicine here.
Yeah, it's true. Like we've seen Xayah Rakan combo just before. Oh, we got the Anivia. I think Slakers had a bit of a rough game last game because he had to play 6. I think he's not really had a lot of games on 6, especially this season. So Anivia actually a champ that he has played a lot, that he knows how to punish his opposing side laners. So let's hope that he has some good laning phase this game. And they answer the Rakan with a Rel.
Yeah, Rel, not as popular as she was in the beginning of the season after she came out and got a few buffs. At some point she was incredibly popular. And but also what I like about the Anivia pick here, it potentially gives Scuttle Church a lot of time here, because with the Glacial Storm, they can just keep clearing the waves and make sure they do not get punished as hard, prevent some of these early dives here potentially, and make sure they actually get to a point where they get to their item power spikes, as the Victor is picked up here on the side of Lostic, and they once again ban away the Camille here, potentially looking to condense that top lane champion pool here that's available for Inter.
Yeah, and actually I see a quite huge combo here with the Anivia, Jarvan, and a Rel on top of that. So if you lock somebody down, you can stun them with the Anivia, you can jump on top of them with the Rel. Like it's a really huge wombo combo. So they have to be careful about this now. The Aatrox and the Karma being banned, so
Production is currently trolling us a little bit.
so yes, Karma, a very good support at the moment, very oppressive. However, they ban it because it can be played top lane. Rakan is already locked in, which cannot really be played in the top lane or any other lane. So he is almost for certain going into the support role. So they banned his Karma, so Lucky can't play that in the top lane.
Yeah, for once they do take that one away. Lock in the Tristana here, who is which is still one of the most popular AD carries in the current meta, but they will be opting for the Ezreal here. And you mentioned it, like the wombo combo is super solid on the side of the Scuttle Church here. But then again, you have the Xin and Zhao with his ultimate who can just like ignore all the damage once he is inside that death pit. Rakan can just jump out. The Victor can deploy his Hextech stun field and stun you up and then turn it around, and Ezreal can just arcane shift out. So it's a very conditional wombo combo.
Yeah, I mean, like, Ezreal gets caught, just arcane shifts away, Rakan can just hop after him, so maybe there's just nobody in the cage anymore, but Jarvan ending up alone in the cage. Now, Vayne. We see the Vayne pick, actually, in the Swisscom EuroLeague. Like, let's see if he can pop off with a Vayne here, and a Kha'Zix. I've seen on his profile that he's played a lot of Kha'Zix recently, and Kayn as well. So Kha'Zix,
that's actually a Jarvan top lane,
is
right?
getting locked in, and Jarvan playing top lane, yes.
That's interesting. Haven't really seen that one in quite a while here, as they are hovering. I just wanted to say, they're hovering Lucian. Like back in the day, we always said, Lucian is a mid laner. Lucian is not a mid laner anymore. Lucian is now a bot laner, and he's pretty strong with the changes to his passive and the on-hit damage that he gets with a teammate nearby. But they do opt for the Wukong here, so even more backline access here for them. And between the Rakan, the Xin Zhao, and the Wukong, it's quite dangerous here to be a Vayne, if I may say so. So good old round of Vayne spotting we got going on. But Kha'Zix here, quite an interesting pick coming out for Scuttle Church. So them seemingly really resorting to a bit of comfort here. I mean, yeah, Vayne currently is starting to peek back into the meta quite a bit. Jarvan is played here and there, but in the jungle usually. We haven't really seen him in the lane in what is like 3 seasons or 4 seasons even. On the side of Lostic, it looks like a lot more of a current like competitive meta pick. Outside of maybe the Victor, which we don't really see too much anymore, but he should have a decent matchup into that Anivia.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see Victor at the moment a lot in pro play because I think he's just not as strong as he used to be. But like Victor still is a very good control mage in the middle, will scale extremely well into the late game. So like it's just very difficult for Skull Church to approach any team fights because Lostic, they have such a good team fight potential. They have a very good frontline with a Wukong Xin Zhao. They're not really tanky, but they have their abilities to zone other enemies. They have an Ezreal that can poke from kind of far away. They have a Victor that can also play from kind of range. They have a Rakan that is very mobile. Whereas on the other hand, you have a bit of a wombo combo, but if you don't land that wombo combo, it's like you don't really have a front to back. You have a Kha'Zix that wants to get an isolated target, but he's like, I don't really see the team fight from Skull Church at the moment.
Yeah, and like we oftentimes, I think that's always a really interesting discussions that is like taking place around amongst like casters and analysts all around the regions. Ezreal is like on paper is one of the, if not the best AD carry, but he kind of scales with your opponent's composition. So the easier it is, or the better the better it is to accomplish for your opponents to lock you down as an Ezreal, the weaker he like gets. If you can't catch him out, he's basically OP because he can just always kite throw out these Mystic shots, heal up with the Divine Thunderer, and just throw out so much damage. In this case here, with the comp of Scuttle Church, it will be really hard to actually get onto the Ezreal reliably, because they don't really have too much of like hard engage. Yeah, they have the Jarvan flag and drag, following up by the Cataclysm, but that's oftentimes it's one knock up. It's not like a long stun or such, and it will be hard to not only CC the Ezreal, but keep him locked up and enable the rest of your team to fire away at him, especially when there's like a Rakana sitting and the Wukong diving your way. So will be an interesting one, but we're heading on to Summoner's Rift now. Let's see if Scuttle Church can find their faith again here and get us into a third game of the night, or whether Lustig can follow up their incredibly dominant performance of game number 1.
Ooh, did they get the early ward or not? I actually can't quite see it. But I think Scuttle Church, they play this champions because they want to get a bit of a slower early game. They don't want to get snowballed on very early. Like, they have a bit more comfort picks than like maybe picks that would work in the champion pool. So okay, that's a little crash time to get a bit of shielding there, but nothing too far. Actually, something very interesting. We see Lustig already got a deep ward in the bot brush, so they could see if they would go for any level 1 shenanigans.
Yeah.
Now Zero gets the ward as well, which will help him to get an early level 2 in the lane. So
that means he does hit level 2 off that first minion wave, and enables him to show out Slakers quite early on that Anivia. But I mean, it is still a victory, and there's a reason we don't really see him played much these days, because he's just like not really providing much other champions can do better. Oftentimes we see the Orianna being run still as that kind of control mage, as Tirizio there gets onto Heavy.
That's a very good early trade here by Tirizio. Knows that when he goes back onto his horse, he knocks him back a bit. So Arctoso got a bit of damage. Now more damage. Exhaust is already coming out. Double exhaust in the bot lane. Already used.
Golden God! Oh my gosh!
Flashes are blown. And now a knock up from Hofi onto the Vayne. Oh, who's gonna win this? I think.
Supportal combat! Let's go!
Tirizio
does not have the flash anymore. And does not have the cooldowns here ready to get onto Huffy, but he zones him away at least from the CS here. There's the crash down attempt, but the grand entrance will enable. This is just too good. Like, okay, fight me, come on, come at me. But overall, like, trading kills here in the bottom lane usually really favors the Vayne, because like as a Vayne, it's like, okay, I don't really mind if my opponent gets a kill too, as long as I get a kill. And we get to see that one here again. There we see beautiful crash down onto Huffy, and then Golden God here stepping for it. Ignite plus the exhaust going down, and Huffy falling once again. Arctoso now though being knocked up by Robin, and Tirizio also falling. That's a double kill over to the Ezreal. Never mind what I just said earlier here.
It started off so good, or like not.
Oh,
actually.
Oh, Shyorix though. Never mind.
Kha'Zix's coming in clutch. Actually, kills are quite even again. However, the Ezreal got one more than the Vayne.
Yeah. I think he experienced a bug.
Oh, really? But like it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the game, it's already 6 kills again. What is going on between these two teams? I think they just want to fight, and see who comes out on top at the end of the trade.
Yeah, and Arctoso now already picking up that Vamp Scepter here early on, and
flash forward.
Though gets no monkey business here up in the top lane. Does manage to take out Inter. And but also denying himself a bit of a wave here.
Oh, here we see.
There's another replay. Yeah, they just get completely baited here, I think. Arctoso at the very least here managing to get something back. But then, yeah, they're just outnumbered here. And Golden God nearly dying, actually, to the minions. That was quite clutch. And then Shire is just like, okay, I need this. No essence. No arcane shift up for the Ezreal, and therefore he does fall. Helps his mid laner out in pushing out that wave, as he wants to go back to base, and does already have that tier in his inventory though.
Yeah, I think actually the Vayne against Ezreal is quite Vayne favored in the early stages, or like around level 3, because Ezreal, he does not have these insanely low cooldowns on his abilities, so he can't just keep going, and he can't arcane shift after you. So you also have to hit your Qs, and if a minion is blocking that, you can't really dish out as much damage as you could. So it's a bit difficult for him to do these trades in minion waves. That's why Arctoza almost was able to get the kill back onto Golden God.
Oh, Shyrix though, oh, misses the spikes there though. Oh, does go in, and Slakers actually help flashing over the wall. They're trying to help his jungler out. They trade 1 for 1 here, as Slakers will just come back to life here. Using the full ability here of his kit, of course, making use of that passive, and refilling his health there a little bit.
Yeah, he has to be careful now, though. Victor's already on level 6, so...
Yeah. And he does have a blue buff now, so
yeah,
that sucks a bit if you're the Anivia. Also did invest the flash there. Now some more bottom lane action here, but Huffy does jump out of harm's way here again. And as he mentioned, like, it's kind of in bottom lane here, the quick trades, they usually favor the Golden God and Huffy.
Shyrix is here though.
Golden God, look at this though! Golden God just completely turning it around there. There's the ignite now coming down. Shyrix is ready.
Get the kill.
Oh, beautiful
Robin
flash by Robin. And now there's a lady wearing her horse or riding her armor. We're not really sure at this point, but she does get slain by Xin Zhao here once again. And Robin, once again, he's off to a great start. Does already also
TP
have that
play
stopwatch.
Into already with a very early ult locking Lucky down. Now he's on the wrong side of the lane.
Though. And Slakers comes up there, pops the Glacial Storm, and picks up that kill onto the Wukong there. Actually quite like the use of the Cataclysm there. He was like, okay, yeah, I might just ult. He does not have flash. He cannot get out. I don't really mind if I get knocked up, because the ultimate does not deal as much damage yet.
Alright, we see here a replay. I think this is Slakers solo killing Zero here. Or Zero's killing Slakers.
Oh my god! What did he do with the ward? What was the ward? Yeah, but never mind. Came back. Well, in the end, it kind of was important, you know. Him dying meant that he could teleport top lane and pick up that kill, you know.
Yeah, true. Like they had an equal trade after all.
Some butterfly effect for you there.
Like Shyrix is still level 5 and is going towards the top lane, but Robin is so good at knowing where Shyrix will. Oh. Does he know?
No,
oh, actually now he knows. So, oh no,
Shyrix
failed the jump over the wall. It has to invest his flash there as well to get out of the situation.
And
now he's getting
Zero's
pinched
moving
though.
up.
Oh no, this is a trade. Oh, Herpy's getting very low.
Flashing
forward.
Just not afraid here, not afraid. Arctosa, they're taking a lot of damage.
Oh, that's a stun to Golden God too. So he's moving forward. Golden God is on 10 HP. Arctosa
there we go.
Oh, nice.
Turret though does execute the Kha'Zix. He actually did manage to get out. I don't really know how. We'll probably get a replay for that one too. As yeah, Arctosa finally seems to have found his footing here. Does not get junked out anymore as quickly by Golden God, and really knows. Okay, Golden God, he's the kind of player, he does not just run, you know. He doesn't give you an inch if he does not have to.
Oh, here we see it again. Oh, that's the failed jump. No,
Whoops.
I feel so bad for that. He flashed over the wall, but now he's getting
Why are we
pinched.
replaying this one? Like, that's so mean.
Now we see the escape path. Though.
Okay.
He gets the blast cone over the wall. Robin is still chasing. He gets a minion as well.
I need that one.
Very nice
well
execution.
Well done.
Though.
Also wasting quite a bit of time from Robin. And yeah, so far, like, the advantage is in favor of Lostic here, but it's only about 400 gold at the moment as Robin is picking up that first Cloud Dragon here. Heavy posing forward here aggressively.
Actually, Shyorks is here as well, but he's a bit late to contest any dragons. That's already been taken. So they just get a free Drake and get out again.
Yeah, things seem to finally calm down a tiny little bit here at the moment.
I don't know if you should say that.
Yeah, I think I'm cursing it right right away. But it's 10 minutes and 16 kills. Never mind, probably 17. Okay.
Okay, that's the ult used, but he has the movement speed. They just walk out of that. Yes. They bait the ult. But nothing more.
Nearly managing to turn that one around. But Shyorks manages to get out of harm's way here. Is maybe looking to pick up that Rift Herald here, but Robin is just coming back off of a reset. Does look quite strong here.
Heavy now. Quickness. Missed though, gets stunned. Slayer's now stuck between a rock and a hard place, gets into his passive, but he's just getting shredded down here. Zero picks up the kill for himself. Some
scrambled egg here for Victor. The bird.
Oh no, they're going for an invade here. Shyorks, he can't really.
You can't do that, buddy. You know, a little bit of respect. But there's the Hextech stun field.
Hofi's here as well. Double knockup. Zero's ignited. Shut down onto the Jarvan. Now teleport is being channeled as well. Lucky is here, but Inter's just gonna walk that one out.
So. It's just like, you what, mate? Like, come at me. I don't mind. But once again here, great roam coming out from Tirizio, getting down onto Zero, making him blow his flash as well. And yeah, ensuring they do get a kill back here, closing the gold gap a little bit. It's just 200 to 300 gold separating the two of them. Maybe we can have a quick look here at the individual gold real quickly. There we go. Actually, biggest difference here, I think, is in the mid lane currently. 1k in favor of Zero so far, largely to a big farm lead here that he's managed to accrue. As they're looking to get onto that Rift Herald here. They do have river control currently here for Scuttle Crab. There's True Shot Barrage coming in.
Inter gets out. Fine.
Lakers though, without his passive, does get shredded down. Does Shyorks manage to escape here with the ult? Zero does not have flash, and I think he does manage to run out there with his stealth. Zero is chasing him down though. No, it does not catch him out with the ward there. An overall great trade here for Lostic. They do pick up the Herald, move up their bottom lane into the top, and yeah, Inter does not feel safe. You know, it's like the Rolf meme. I'm in danger.
Oh no, the W hits as well, and Robin is able to jump onto Inter there and just finishing off the kill. But before, at the Rift Herald fight, it was a very important fact is that Ezreal was already roaming up to the Herald, and Vayne was still farming in the bot lane, so they had the man advantage here. They were 4v3 at the moment. Hovia has to retreat back a bit. Now it's a bit of zoning going on. Everybody's like jumping around.
Yeah,
the
once
Rift
you
Herald.
see that TP,
is
you have to get out.
well.
Like, probably even before that, like I don't think they saw Golden God though, but they certainly had to be aware that he's not in the bottom lane, and it's completely fine to give up objectives in order to make sure that your Vayne gets to farm up a Storm, but then you cannot contest. Then you really cannot afford to contest these global objectives as spectators do bait us a little bit there. Actually interesting.
I think that might hit the bot lane actually, because they were actually pushing onto the tower. I'm not quite sure if it hit or not, but
also interesting here from Golden God that we see the Trinity Force come out here for him. We most of the time actually do see the Divine Sunder still. Trinity Force is a lot less played, but can of course still be run, especially in those prolonged fights. That will be quite strong for him as turret platings do fall off. Lostic actually managed to extend their gold lead all the way up to 2.5k after that action there around the Rift Herald, and after taking down that top lane turret. So advantage here currently for Lostic, But there's still a Vayne in the game, and she does have her shield, Immortal Shield bow finished out right now. Also does have her boots, tier 2 boots upgraded. And especially once we see her hit that second and potentially third item here, she will be looking very, very strong.
Now another Drake is up. It's gonna be a Mountain Drake, but oh, actually everybody is collapsing here. Maybe we see the first 5v5 of the both teams.
Let's go.
Dragon is already down, so Skull Church, they will not opt to contest anything. They will just back away here again. And nothing too much. Hofi is very alone here. Oh, actually, Golden God is coming as well, so it's not too dangerous. Inter and Shy Orcs are still staying here.
They just want all the bot lane action here.
Yeah,
they
really.
don't care.
Oh, Hofi
Quickness
pops
there is pop.
quickness.
Tirizio uses the Magnet Storm there as well. Does jump out there with the crash down, but Lucky now into the backline. Does still have the Monsoon up here and does get onto Arctosa as Inter takes down Golden God, and Shy Orcs
Inter
actually
is still
managed
alive.
to get out.
Inter
Lucky
is still fighting against Robin.
Oh, Arctosa actually does take out the Monkey King there. Does get himself another kill. There's the thumbs up from Shy Orcs. And then actually clawing their way back into the game here while Zero is claiming that mid lane turret for himself.
I think Inter had so much impact in this fight. He was able to jump onto the enemies. He, I think, has a level... No, he's not have a level advantage. But he's able to get some knockups at least. He's able to finish off the Ezreal with his ult. So he is able to just sustain so much damage. Now, let's see the replay of this. Hofi is gonna start it off with a quickness. But he's getting denied by the rail, and Tirizio gets out there very early. Now Robin
also getting
against
back
Inter.
in.
And Luck is just finishing Tirizio, not doing too much. Now he's going on to Arctoso. But on the other side, Inter has just finished off
Great
Golden
stun
God.
there, look at that. He knocked him right into the edge there of that alcove, and does manage to take him out there. Meantime, Inter once again here having a really good game on that Jarvan. And yeah, they're certainly still in this game, Skull Church, this time around. Also are looking to play a lot more controlled instead of just throwing caution to the wind. And while everybody is scrapping and fighting against each other, Mr. Consistent Zero has actually the biggest lead here in the game currently. Yes, Shy Orcs has to bail here.
They use 2 TPs for that, and will they get him?
The Magnet Storm there coming down, but Shy Orcs does hide away and manage to outrun it there eventually, and even with the True Shot Barrage, he does not go down. A lot of ultimate cooldowns expended on the side of Lustig potentially could give Scuttle Church a bit of an opening here, but they are currently looking to trade towers here across the map, having both the Rel and the Vayne here up in the top lane. But Robin maybe wants a word in that as they're going for the dive here.
Done. Magnet Storm is up as well. Arctoso has so much damage with Rob. The sustain is insane.
Cyclone coming out, and Lucky takes that kill for himself. A double kill there for the Wukong. Zero was also roaming up there. So overall here, a favorable trade for Lustig because they also do secure themselves that bottom lane tier 1 turret.
They have to be really careful about this Victor. Victor obviously scales very good as well. Even if Vayne is very late game based, I would say, like scales pretty hard into late game. You also have a Victor on the other side. You have an Ezreal and the Wukong that can just CC you with a Cyclone. It's very difficult to fight against it.
And here we can also see a problem that the Vayne has, especially against the Xin Zhao. Once he pops his ultimate, look how close the Vayne has to get in order to even be able to damage the Xin Zhao. And imagine that now in combination with the Magnet Storm from Zero coming down on top of you, that will just annihilate you and zone away the Vayne. So it will be a pretty steep task here for Arctoso to manage once we get to those mid and late game team fights.
Yeah, as we said at the start, like it's it's a very good teamfight comp on the side of Lostic. They know how to play front to back. They have very good CC, they have very good disengage, they have a lot of damage available as well, and some quite good engage. They secure the second Rift Herald as well, so they can use that for some tempo in the map somewhere. But we see an engage actually. Tirizio going on to Hoffy, but Hoffy is just able to battle down to a 0 now, get some damage done onto Tirizio. Tirizio is popping the shield, so everybody is still kind of fine. Ooh, True Shot Barrage does a lot of damage onto Slakers. Shyworks is somewhere in the other jungle. Now Robin's very stunned, but it's a bit of a trade-off and a bit of poke from both sides. Golden God still very healthy though, so he can move forward, can use his mystic shots to poke out his enemies and try to zone them away. Oh, Lucky going in! Huge! And now Magnet Storm denies a lot of action into sustain so much with
still
the
alive.
Octosa. Oh, nope.
Okay!
It's a quadra kill for the support.
It's like out of nowhere there. Lucky picking up that quadra onto his Wukong. That's an ace here, only giving up their support here in that extended trade. Shyrox actually in the beginning, when they grouped around that dragon there, did a great job of just making sure Zero as well as Huffy cannot enter that fight right away, zoning them away, pressuring them there. You can see it coming off the blue buff there, and then everybody backing off, but the health bars are just so long on the side of the Scuttle Church, and they still decide to stay. And yeah, the Ezreal just gets to poke away. Zero here looping around. He's already level 13, so super tanky. And then Lucky finding that beautiful engage there with the Cyclone. Golden God remains untouched for the entirety of that fight. And then Arctosa trying to get back something at least, but Lucky says no, hits him with the cane and gives him a big bonk. And yeah, that's a Dragon over to Lostic, putting them to Soul Point here and extending their lead to a whopping 6,000 gold as Shyrox now potentially caught out.
He uses jump already, so he can't really use a jump anymore. Golden God is on the chase, but he has to be careful with the isolated damage that Kha'Zix can put out. Now, Hofi is a bit very alone here, but he has some backup from Golden God standing right behind him. And Zero is here as well, so he's just here baiting them a bit in. Hopefully, they will not take the bait, and they start up Baron here.
Yeah, Lostic just keeps on looking for these scrappy kind of fights, and Scuttle Church kind of not aware about their position in the game here, also not really playing around their late game insurance in that Vayne and Nivea here, but just, yeah, like opting into the game plan of Lostic. But they have such a big advantage at this point, also picking up that Baron now, and that means they have a gold lead of like 7.5k at 23 minutes. Just, yeah, once again here, it accelerated so fast after some of these team fight attempts of Scuttle Church, where Lostic just seems like the better and more experienced team when it comes to those straight up team fights.
Yes, and they obviously have the tools as well. They have a very nice team fight comp. They know how to play around it. Arctoso usually does not really get into the fights. He has to be kiting away. He has to dodge everything that is coming onto him. Now they're looking for
from behind.
3-man Magnet Storm, but Golden God is able to arcane shift away. Or Golden God
look at that beautiful wall they're setting up. Arctosa for success. He goes in there.
Going down.
Takes him out. Golden God might also fall into jumping on top of him with the Cataclysm here. Robin still in the middle of things, but Arctosa being untouched here. Now Lucky going in with the Cyclone. Can he trade against that fat Monkey King? But he does take him out with another cane slap on the head, and Robin securing the ace for Lostic here. Them completely turning it around here. Golden God does manage to stay alive, and in the end it's a 5-for-3 trade here in favor of Lostic after what looked like a very promising fight for Scuttle Crab, and I think that might just be the last nail in the coffin here for the Scuttle Church.
Yes, like it's again, the snowball is rolling. There is a more than 10k gold lead. I think it's about like 11.5k, something like that. So the pockets are huge. This Wukong 922. He has a lot of gold. He has already 3 items, has a stopwatch as well. He should have flash up for the next fight as well. So if he is going to have a good flash Cyclone engage again, then it looks really bad for the side of Skull Church.
Yeah, I mean, earlier we saw where Arctosa was still able to 1v1 the Wukong using his exhaust as we have a beautiful view here at I just wanted to say, it's like a still picture, you know? But here in the beginning, really good fight. Shyorks wrapping around from behind and Tirizio going in, flash, Ferromancy and the crash
we
down
see
there.
another, that's life, I think.
Yeah,
They go on to Inter.
Robin there soaking so much damage with the
redemption.
use of his ultimate there. And at this point, the wallets are just too heavy for Lustig and they can run them down once more. Some nice scrambled egg there for Lucky on his Wukong. He's already at a 700 gold shutdown, looking super, super strong. He's level 15 already. And yeah, is really giving us his best impersonation of the Monkey King.
Yeah, and I mean, it must feel bad for Shyorks when you're at Kha'Zix, but there's an Ezreal on the other side. Oh, wait, actually, Tirozio, they get the stun, but I don't think they can do too much. No. Tirozio is getting just killed by Golden God, and Lucky gets some empowered auto attacks. Oh, actually, Lucky. Okay, he still has a stopwatch, so he's not in too much trouble. Hope he's there as well. They're playing with their food now.
Look at the health regen of that Wukong. Newly buffed passive, by the way, or changed passive. As that's a double kill to pad the stats and close out the game here. Best of 3 winner Lustig will be taking this one after a pretty fantastic showing here once again. And yeah, it just kind of repeated itself, you know, from game number 1, Scuttle Church really looking decently during the early game. They really managed to hold their grounds, but eventually, especially during those mid-game team fights, Lustig really showed that they're the more coordinated, the more experienced, and the more skilled team, and they managed to take them down.
Yeah, I think it's also a bit of a draft diff, because like this Kha'Zix, if you don't one-shot the AD carry and you can't really kill anyone else because they don't, like, you kind of need to get this AD carry down, but you just can't get him because he's like too flippery or he's just too tanky.
And he has a bloody frozen heart, you know?
Yeah,
like Ezreal these days is like, yeah, okay, yeah, have fun playing Kha'Zix.
Yeah,
I mean, you can run up to me, but you're not gonna kill me. And I have Flash and I have Arcane Shift and you have no backline engaged, so good luck with that one.
Yeah, and that's really hard to teamfight then against this. When you can't shut down the Ezreal, nobody really was able to jump onto him. The Jarvan once, I think, was able to get the shutdown with the ult.
Yeah, and I mean, the best fight that Skull Church ever got during that entire game was towards the end there, where they actually managed to engage on them 4v5. They pretty much had to expend everything, and then they still didn't manage to take down Golden God, even though it was close. And once Lucky came in, they like completely turned it around. And we once again see some of the highlights during this game here. We're just gonna rinse and repeat this one. It was such a nice bait here from Huffy. Tried to get out, in the end didn't manage, but it's like you get a double kill onto your Ezreal and you take those any days, as we're doing the flippy flop here during those replays. Slakers, I mean, he did look better on his Anivia, but I still wasn't like fully convinced. This also flash forward here, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, like, he has his passive, so he's surviving this, but I don't know if investing the flash here to try to save him when he's going down either way, it's a bit much. Now the attempt by Shyorks.
Look at this though, like Golden God turning this one around here. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm gonna take this one. Don't mind me. But they do get a little bit back here, and then yeah, Tirizio decides to wear his horse again, and but he cannot escape in the end. And also Robin, once again, he just had such a solid 2 games here.
Yeah, and he was always at the right place at the right time, able to clean up. Here, I think Inter did a really good job jumping onto Golden God and Robin. Yeah, they were able to get, I think, quite some kills here. Arctosa was able to get to kill Lucky in the backline as well. Here you see, the ulti right onto Golden God. He got him once.
Even survived that one. That was insane. That he still got out there. And yeah, here the top lane dive attempt that was a little riskier. I mean, if you can dive someone defending top lane tower, but make sure you A, have some deep vision, and B, ideally also bring some friends if you don't know where the opposing top laner actually is. And then here, this was like the big turning point here. Lucky going in, beautiful cyclone, and then everything at the kitchen sink. Okay, observers, can you just stop flexing for a little bit? I mean, I'm getting dizzy here.
Yeah, it's really like
that one. Well, yeah, let the kids have their fun here, I guess. Lucky picked up the quadra kill there, and after that, this was actually really good here. Tirizio,
yeah, but look at
the cage.
Shiox trying to get Golden God, but Golden God flash.
Yeah.
Here now he's just getting the
and
Q's
it's just enter onto Golden God.
Yeah.
And Artoso using the flash there to get onto 0. And then it's like, now it's a 3v3, you know? Inter trying to get onto Golden God once again, but he still has the Arcane Shift. And then with Lucky teleporting in there, you just manage to turn it around completely.
Yes, and Lucky like is a support main, but obviously can play the Wukong top very good as well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can be an ape, you know?
Like, but you see it again, like Inter tries to catch Golden God off guard. Golden God, he always has his Arcane Shift. Like, you can't really just catch an Ezreal off guard because he can just...
At this point, it's like,
out.
why does Scuttle Church even try to force these team fights? You're never gonna win these. The opposing team, they're so ahead. They have three dragon buffs. They have a massive lead. They have Baron. They have an advantageous wave state. What are you doing trying to team fight? Just sit back, farm on the Vayne. Let the Anivia chill back with her Glacial Storm, just farming up all these waves. Just sit under your tower. You have to respect that one.
Yeah, I think they saw a bit of the bounties on the heads as well. I think Lucky had a 700 gold bounty. Like, who doesn't want a 700 gold bounty?
Somebody who doesn't want to lose the game, I guess.
Yeah, but obviously, like, I think you have a point by the outscaling or like the Vayne that can dish out a lot of damage in the late game. But the snowball, I think it was rolling already too hard. Like, you couldn't really stop it. Like, you would have lost towers. You could try to defend it somehow, but at some certain point, Lucky's just going to tower dive you. He's cycloning, and then everybody's just going to tower dive you. And I don't know if they could survive much longer. So they tried to make a Hail Mary play. They tried to get a team fight, tried to get onto this Golden God and kill him finally, but he was just able to E out and...
Yeah, in the end, I mean, Skull Church, they really tried their best here, but in the end, the faith in the Scuttle Cramp will not be enough here, and that means the Lostic does advance here to the semi-finals, where they will be facing off against the winner of the other match that's currently taking place between Fragbox and La Cité. No, Le Schmutz. I'm sorry. There's too many French articles in there. Maybe we can get a quick update on that match as well, whether they have played against. I'm being told it's still 1-0 here for Le Schmutz, but it looks like they will be tying the score here for a 1-1. If you want to know how that game will end, make sure you drop us a follow at ESL Swiss on Twitter, as well as Swisscom_gaming, where we're gonna be sharing the results of that matchup. And if you're already out there scrolling through Twitter, make sure you drop us to a follow as well. That'll be at Safair for my dear colleague here, and you'll find me at Don_Rigoni on both Instagram and Twitter, as well as Twitch. Yeah, I mean, so far, a great start here into Season 6 in the Swisscom Hero League in terms of League of Legends. It was very exciting, it was very bloody,
yes.
But I hope we'll see some closer matches in the near future, especially tomorrow, hopefully. Let's have a quick look here at the bracket again, what we will await here for the rest. Yeah, either Fragbox or Le Schmutz. I think we flipped around the result here a little bit for that one, but whoever will win between those two teams will be facing off against Lostic, and then tomorrow night, once again here at twitch.tv/ESL Swiss, will be casting the match between Mind Sanity and Noetic Frost, two very, very long-lasting organizations in Switzerland. There's just the update. It's okay. No, it's not. I was like, okay, it's 1-1 now. No, it's 1-0 for Lischmitz. And yeah, MYI will be facing off against Noetic Frost. And in the off stream, we'll be having La Cité against Edelweiss Esports. I know who you're rooting for, but I'm also curious who our viewers are rooting for. Make sure you let us know on social media and tune in again tomorrow night.
Yes, I'll be here. I'm super hyped for tomorrow night. It's gonna be hopefully a bit closer game than today. We've seen a bit of a. It's not really a stomp. Like they played quite well in the early game. They got quite equal trades. They were playing good, but yes, sadly it was not as close as we had hoped. And I hope we'll see some very good matches in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too. Certainly an exciting start here. Unfortunately, RIP our dear Lord and Savior in the scuttle, and all hail the panda, I guess, for tonight. Make sure you tune in back tomorrow at 8 PM here once again for some more League of Legends. We can also have a quick look here, I'm being told, at the upcoming schedule for the next days. As mentioned, tomorrow night there'll be more quarterfinals in League of Legends, and then next Monday there will be our CSGO semi-finals taking place, followed by the semi-finals in League of Legends on Tuesday and Wednesday, and on Thursday some more semi-finals in CSGO once again, leading up of course to our grand finale at the Hero Fest in Bern on the 2nd and 3rd of October. Make sure you swing by, meet us in person, cheer for your favorite players and teams, and yeah, make sure you get those tickets as early as possible. That's it from our side. We wish you guys a nice rest of the evening. Stay happy, stay healthy, and until tomorrow.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Mit dem Scheitel wäre es natürlich toll, wenn man den nicht vergisst zu machen, weil sonst ist es einfach nervig, wenn man jetzt...
Kannst du mir helfen mit dem WLAN-Passwort?
Mom, geh doch einfach auf die My Swisscom App!
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Et voilà. Internet ultra rapide.
Toujours pas.
Bah non. Ouais, allô? Ouais, écoutez, j'ai un souci familial. Ça marche pas.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hotels and city squares, champagne bottles, drum and snare. The sights and cities seem to fall away when you stay. Locked in love for a night or two, losing sleep just to get off you. Day to day you wanna stay out, you're chasing the night. Holding on for life.
We're stuck in your car on a Friday night, and we laugh away stuff we try not to talk about. Still your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah? 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.